I guess we're gonna get some good mobility done today. We'll start with our upper body. We're gonna do some longer poses. So again, I recommend throwing on some tunes so you can just chill out, focus on your breathing. We'll do our upper body, then we'll work into our normal stuff. We'll get our heart rate jacked up, and then we'll finish with some lacrosse ball work across our glutes and our low back. So starting, you guys, we'll go just standard puppy dog. We're gonna vary our positions. We'll go right, left, and all that stuff, and I'll lead you guys through it. So puppy dog pose to start. Hands and knees, reach out nice and far. Drop it down to the ground. This will be a long pose. We're talking about 2 minutes here, you guys. So we're gonna get into it. Puppy dog pose, make sure you're breathing. Go ahead and walk your hands out to the left side. Same puppy dog pose, but just favoring that right side a little bit more. So walk your hands to the left. And walking out to the right side, opening up that left side a little more. We'll go back to the center for about 30 more seconds. Go ahead and relax. We'll go prone position. We'll dive into our twisted cross. So the setup of this is a little bit tricky. On our stomachs, right arm out to the side, then push yourself over. Try and get your left foot to come flat to the ground. So bend your left knee and try and bring it flat to the ground. Yep, turn yourself over. We got a minute on each side. Now let's switch it up. Twist across, other side, left arm out, right foot comes flat to the ground. Go ahead and relax. We'll hang out. We'll basically hit the opposite end. So we'll hit our back now, our post delts. Let's go into our thread the needle pose. So we're going to reach through, get nice and flat to the ground, also a minute. Thread the needle, so quadruped position, reach through, get nice and flat to the ground, and rest your head on your opposite arm. 1 minute. Let's switch it up, other side, thread the needle. Go ahead and relax. We'll go into a combo pose, and we will need our medium band just to anchor our hands. We'll be doing our back scratcher. So we'll have one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. We're going to try and get our hands as close together as we can get them. We'll be hanging out. We'll be doing this while we're doing a saddle. So you guys will be pointing your toes, sit back on the heels, get your hands as close together as you can get them. Breathe deep. Breathing is really going to help with this stretch. It's going to help facilitate a little better stretch. And we'll just go 40 seconds with each hand on top. We'll stay in the saddle pose the entire time. On the saddle, you guys, think toes together, but open up your knees. Yeah, good. Knees together is not bad. I just want this variation right now. Timer is going. One thing to try and do with your top elbow, you guys, is try and get it to go past your ear, past your head. The more I can pull my elbows back, the more I'm going to get out of this one. But obviously stay within comfort and no pain or anything like that. Final 5 seconds. Go ahead and relax, and let's hit the other side. We'll get this. We'll get one more upper body, then we'll go into our lower body. Hands nice and close together. Timer is going. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax. And we'll go into perhaps my favorite upper body stretch. We'll do the banded standing puppy dog. Or really just the banded standing shoulder opener. So use your heavy band, chop it in half. We have loops for our hands, and you guys can squat. You can hinge at the hips. You can go side to sides or open your shoulders. We'll get about 90 seconds here to finish off our upper body. Then we'll dive into our lower body. So a hand in each loop. Step back. Allow that band to take over and really just open up your shoulder girdle. Get a nice stretch. The timer's going, about 90 seconds. Play with your positions, you guys. We've got about 1 minute. Final 30. Make sure you guys are breathing for the last 20 seconds. Big inhales, big exhales. And you guys can go ahead and relax. Oh yeah, that one is money for opening up shoulders. Love that one. All right, let's get into our lower body. Some basic stuff we know. We'll hold these poses kind of on the longer side. Let's start with a bound angle, also known as butterfly pose. Bring those feet together nice and close. Really tuck them in close to your crotch. Then drop your forehead down. You're thinking head down to your toes. This will be about a minute. Again, deep breaths. That's what we want. You guys can go ahead and relax. We go to a single leg forward fold. So one leg out front, other leg just tucked at the knee. Easy one, head down to your forehead. That's the goal. Toe stays up towards the ceiling. Don't let that toe bow out. 30 seconds on each side. Other side, switch it up. All right, you guys. So we're gonna do a frog pose, and I'll demo this, and I'll have to demo in kind of a weird way, but it'll make the most sense if I'm facing away from you guys. But basically, we're kind of doing like a modified splits on the ground. You may want to make sure you have some padding across your knees. So don't do this on concrete. If you're in the garage, make sure you have at least a yoga mat or something like that. All right, so I'll be facing this way, but I'll try to talk nice and loud so you guys can still hear me. Great groin stretch. So all your adductor muscles, great stretch here. Frog pose. I'm gonna open up my knees nice and wide, stay up on my hands, and then from there, push my hips down into a squat. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're nice and wide with the knees. My toes are pointed out towards the opposite walls. That's totally fine. And the wider your feet go, the more of a stretch you're gonna feel here as well. Your goal is to get really your hips and groin as close to the ground as possible. From here, push your hips back like you're going into a deep squat. This will be a short one, just 30 seconds. And go ahead and relax. Let's get into our low back a little bit. We'll do that open book position where we're just gonna do a hold. So my knee's gonna fall to the same side. We'll go to the right side first. My right hand is on top of my left knee, and I have 90 degrees across my knee and my hip. From here, allow that left arm to open and just fall to the ground. Let's get a nice long 45-second hold, then we'll switch sides. Try and allow your left shoulder to just collapse on the ground. That's the goal. Breathe into it. Should be a gentle stretch across your low back. Let's switch it up other side. So knees fall to the left side. Left hand goes on top of the knees and right arm falls to the ground. Allow your shoulders to just collapse to the ground. Very gentle stretch across your low back. Go ahead and relax. And we'll go into that rocker hold / reverse J curl. All right, so we're gonna go on our backs. You guys can prop your hips up with your hands. Legs work to stay nice and straight. You guys can always pump your legs side to side. So if you wanna bend one knee and then extend it, that's totally fine. We'll get a rocker hold. Again, a shorter one, about 30 seconds. Then we'll start prepping our shoulders and we'll get into this workout. So when you guys are ready, also make sure you don't want to be doing this on concrete. Make sure you guys have some type of yoga mat or padding. So we're throwing those legs over. You can support your hips with your hands. Straight legs are ideal, but if you can't go straight, don't worry about it. Timer is going. You guys can go ahead and relax. And we will hop up. Let's go to our skinny band. We'll start prepping our shoulders. We'll get our dislocates to start. We're going 5 and 5, 5 and 5 on the dislocates. Five nice and easy, then 5 a bit more challenging. We'll do our star pulls, you guys. So from shoulder width, one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. 20 reps on each side. Let's get some good volume here. 20 reps on each side. This will take a bit, so no rush. Beautiful. From there, let's get our ankles, and then we'll start our workout. Ankles, we got 20 reps on the wall lean dorsiflexion, and then 10 each side on the single leg calf raise. All right, from there, guys, we will need our bag. We'll need a jump rope. And that is it. A bag and a jump rope. We're going to do an EMOM, so every minute on the minute for 12 minutes. Minute 1 will be 15 thrusters with your bag. Minute 2 will be 40 seconds of jump rope. So jumping rope for 40 seconds. We'll have 20 seconds rest in there, obviously. And minute 3 will be 9 burpees. 9 burpees. I'm going to be doing push-ups on the trainer because burpees kind of tweak my shoulder, but 9 burpees. So on all these, you guys, the goal is to get a little rest on each one of these minutes. So if you need to bring down the reps, that's totally fine. Minute 1 is 15 thrusters. Minute 2 is 40 seconds of jump rope. And minute 3 is 9 burpees. Then minute 4 is back to the thrusters. Minute 5 is back to the jump rope. Minute 6 is back to the burpees, and so on until we reach 12 minutes. All right? If you don't have a jump rope, you guys can go jumping jacks if you want to. You can do a reverse lunge. That actually works pretty well today, but something like that works fine. All right, let's do it. We're starting with 15 thrusters. From there, 40 seconds to jump rope. I'll keep you guys updated on your time. And then finally, the 9 burpees. We'll get our heart rate jacked up. And then if you guys have lacrosse balls, we'll attack our low back with lacrosse balls today. All right, going in 10 seconds. Going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, we got 20 seconds rest. 40 seconds of jump rope begins in 10. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And time. 20 seconds rest. 9 burpees. 9 burpees. Burpees begin in 5, 3, 2, 1. 9 burpees. Let's do it. Seconds. Thrusters in 5. Thrusters in 3, 2, 1. 15. Twenty seconds. Jump rope. In 5, and 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Three, 2, 1. 20 seconds. Burpees. In 10. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're halfway done after this one. 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Thrusters. 15. Jump rope. Three, 2, 1. Let's go. Three, 2, 1. 20 seconds. Burpees. 9. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Finish this one, then we have our last time through. We're back to the thrusters in 20 seconds. In 10. 3, 2, 1. 15 thrusters. Jump rope. 10, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Three, 2, 1. And burpees. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. Nice job, you guys. Very good. Short and sweet. We got a lot of time to mobilize now. So spend probably 10 more minutes. If you guys want to hang out, we'll start with a straddle. Let's do our band assisted straddle at our top point attachment. So that allows us to stay a little bit more neutral across our back. So more focus across our hips and less focus and less flexion across the back throughout the stretch. I recommend your heavy band at your top point. And this just allows us to stay upright, but also pulls us into a little deeper stretch. Obviously, choke up on the band as needed. And let's do it. We'll get about a minute here. Timer's going. Yeah, looking good, guys. Very nice. Fifteen more seconds. Go ahead and relax. We'll go into our hip flexors. So we'll do it slightly different, you guys. We'll go ahead and go down to a hurdler stretch. So seated. I'm going to tuck my right leg. I'm not sitting on it. It's just to my side. And from here, I'm going to fold over and open up with my right arm. So allow my left elbow to drop to the ground. And as you can see, I'm going to get more length. And then as I go overhead, even more length across my hip flexors. So hang out. The target is right here. Make sure you squeeze your right butt cheek. That's going to help get a better stretch. Breathe into it. We'll get about 40 seconds. Go ahead and relax. Unwind your right leg. We'll go to the left. And again, same idea. We'll add some length by dropping the right elbow, and even more length by reaching with the left hand. Squeeze your left butt cheek and open up. Go ahead and relax. Very similar stretch, can be a little more low back focus and some good rotation across our upper back. Now we'll do same idea, but we're gonna go windshield wipers. So let's start going to that front side. So we're gonna drop both our knees down to the left side, our first side, I should say. Both knees down to the left side. And from there, we can turn and reach. We'll get a little more lat focus, a little more low back focus. Again, not super intense. This will be about a minute. I'm in my windshield wipers, and I'm gonna turn over and I'm gonna reach with my right hand. Go ahead and relax. I lied, not a minute, just about 40 seconds, because I do want to do lacrosse ball stuff. So other side, both knees down to the right side this time. Hopefully I didn't mix this up. And then we're going to reach with our left hand up overhead and just get some nice length across that lateral side. All right, so go ahead and relax. Grab your lacrosse ball. We'll start on our glutes, just like we did last time. We can go right into it because you don't need to review it that much. Basically, a lacrosse ball in the butt cheek. Short time, only a minute on each side. Then we'll dive into our low back a little bit more specific. So we'll start on the left butt cheek. Go ahead and drop your left knee down to the side. Your right foot can just be flat on the ground. This is the easy way to start. Just about 20 seconds to find your spots. We'll get more intense in a second. But make sure whatever knee is down, if you're not on the same side as me, that's fine. But whatever knee is closest to the ground, that's what side the lacrosse ball is on. Otherwise, you're just kind of sitting on it. All right, let's do it. Let's get intense. Left foot up on the right knee. Everything changes here. And again, dig around. Breathe through it. We'll finish by desensitizing, so we'll find a gnarly spot. But give me about 30 seconds. Everything is fair game. Just don't feel a zinger down your leg. Don't feel your pulse in your toes, and you're good to go. Oh, yeah. Don't neglect dropping that knee to the side. There's a lot of good stuff on that lateral portion of the hip. Your glute medius, your piriformis, these guys that are very, very tight on like everyone will be down there. All right, you guys, find a spot. Find a gnarly spot. Something that's really spicy. Go ahead, take a deep breath in and push into it. Exhale, relax. Just melt over the lacrosse ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Other side. Start nice and mellow. We'll drop that right knee down to the ground. Our glute is basically in slack here, so there's not a lot of tension. Nothing's really open. So it really shouldn't be too bad. You can always stay here if you need to. And let's pick it up. We'll go right foot on left knee. Right foot on left knee. Explore. Oh, man. Again, don't neglect dropping that right knee down to the side. A lot of good stuff there. All right, find something gnarly. Find something you don't want to hang out on. Pinpoint it, deep breath in, and push into it with your hip. Exhale, relax, and melt over the lacrosse ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, so last one, you guys. You're going to want some way to elevate your feet. That's how this will be the most productive. So up a wall. I'm not going to go up a wall because we got all this stuff on the wall, but I'll go feet on my bench. You guys can go feet elevated in some way. And again, I'm going to turn around, try and show you what we're going for. The biggest thing is my spine right in the center. We're not trying to be on the spine. I want to be just to the side of the spine. So I want to be on musculature. So my goal, I'll try and pull my shirt nice and snug. I don't want to be right in the center. I want to be just to the side on my spinal erectors. And basically everything is fair game. I don't want to go too high because we're going to kind of lose the focus. Going lower into your glute, totally fine. And basically what we're going to do once we're in that position, I have a lacrosse ball there. I'm on my back. My feet are elevated. Is I'm going to do some pelvic tilts. So I'm going to tilt my pelvis into an anterior and posterior tilt, basically pinning down musculature and then trying to move it in this pin down position. That's going to help elongate it, add some length to it, and help it loosen up a little bit. So this one's a tough one to explain. It doesn't make sense. You guys let me know. We'll kind of work on this in the future, but this is a great one for low back. We'll go 30 seconds on each side. And again, not right in the center. I don't want you guys on bony bodies. No bony landmarks. We're going to be on musculature. So I'll be doing mine. You won't be able to see real well just because my shirt's going to cover up the lacrosse ball, but you'll see what we're going for. I pop my hips up, place the lacrosse ball on the right side of my spine. And from here, I'm just rolling my hips around. And this will get not like crazy, but it should feel pretty good. Should feel like a nice massage across your low back. On musculature, that's the main thing. You can go down into your butt a little bit, that's fine. Your glutes a little bit, that's totally fine. You can go a little higher. So a high low back. But I don't want to be anywhere near my scaps or anything like that. So you guys look good. And I'd probably recommend putting your shoulders down on the ground. That'll help get a little more pressure on it if you can. You can be a little gnarly. I'm just throwing out recommendations. It's all about comfort. Move your hips around. We're doing some tilts with the hips. And again, today is kind of the intro to it. So we're not going to spend tons of time here. So when you're ready, let's go to the left side. So just replace the lacrosse ball or replace it to the left side. If you do have some tightness on one side over the other, this is a really nice way to target it. And again, just roll around on those big muscular tubes, if you will. All your spinal erectors that lie on either side of the spine. Give me 20 more seconds, and then we will call it a day. This one is like the glute one, and this one is kind of my everyday thing. For low back health and not getting too tight, this is definitely a part of my daily routine. And next week, you guys will dive into shoulders. So we'll lacrosse ball some really spicy stuff on shoulders. I'm trying to target things. You guys can go ahead and relax. I know we're all different. We all have different tight spots, but I'm trying to target things that I know you guys are going to feel because we have very common areas in which we get super tight and things get pretty gnarly. So we'll dive into our post delts with lacrosse ball. Whoops. Next week. So good job today, guys. Good mobility session. We'll continue kind of exploring our bodies with the lacrosse ball. It's going to help out a bunch. If you guys have questions on it, just let me know. I can hang out and chat a little bit, but hopefully that helps. Awesome job, you guys. And good work. Janet, awesome. Val, nice job.